Greetings, beautiful people. Happy Friday night in my world. We finished Recovery Dharma last night, and I thought about starting Step 8 work tonight, but then I decided we haven't just chatted in a while. So I figured I would just do my normal kind of random spewing and let you know, I guess, what I'm up to. I haven't checked in or, been real, I don't know, because we were focused on, we have the daily reading and then the Recovery Dharma. I haven't caught you up to date on some of the situations that have been transpiring, or haven't really told you how I've been feeling. So you're going to get a little catch-up time with me, I guess. And I'm not exactly sure where to start as far as basic life stuff. That this is my last business day off of vacation, and I wish that I had made a little bit more time for some self-care stuff. I did enjoy myself last weekend on Saturday, but that was really the only day I took off, and I'm hoping to maybe make some time for myself on Sunday to go golfing. I'm trying to get through some of the work that I need to get through. The way I operate is, I know, well, for one thing, I'm kind of a procrastinator, but also I get things done better under pressure. So taking those two things in mind, but also it feels like lately everything I touch is taking longer to do. Like just to create an email address yesterday, you would think, okay, just talk to Google, create an email address. Well, because it was a business one, it was a couple more steps than that. So then I sign it up, and then I realized they want money. So then I have to go read the instructions on how to cancel it. But then once I go to cancel it and realize what the free one offers, I decide I need the pay one anyway. So it's just like that whole process maybe took a half an hour, 45 minutes, where I felt like it should have took 5 minutes. And I've been going through a lot of things like that. And my team, gosh, they're like kicking butt. They're getting their work done. And then me trying to reply to 6 of them at a time and approve and check out their stuff. It's been a lot. And I just need to get caught up on that. But I will say it's day 18 or 19 today of the hard 75, and I feel like I've done a really good job of that. I've been doing, at least two workouts, aka walks, biking, Zumba, whatever, a day. And I say at least because there's been a couple days that I've done 3. It all depends on how life works out. I went to 2 live Zumba classes this week, which it was the first time since COVID. And one was with the instructor that, gosh, I think I started Zumba with almost 10 years ago. I think it was about 10 years ago. And then, I apologize, guys. I'm trying to stay awake for this Blue October concert. I'm recording this at about 7:30 p.m. and the show starts at 9. And I will tell you, I took a nap and slept in this morning till 6, and I'm still I want to just go to sleep. So it's going to be a fight to stay awake for the show tonight, but that's okay. And I guess I'm saying it wrong. It's not a Blue October concert. It's a Justin playing one of his albums. But I'm looking forward to it. So I tried Zumba with a new person on Wednesday, and she was really fabulous. I mean, Zumba has kind of some parameters, I don't want to say rules, but what their brand represents. And I thought this girl just did a good job all around. And I had a really good time. I did see one of my friends, and because she had invited me, and she's someone that, she's got a lot going on. She's on the front lines in a medical office, hasn't had vacation or any substantial time off during all this time. And we were talking, and I will say that one of the things I'm grateful for my recovery, and there's a lot, but one of the things I'm grateful for showed up. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Showed up in this conversation. We were talking about something as simple as the mall opening, and there was some feeling around, I guess the doctors in her practice, had kind of said or alluded to, and this is of course third hand, so take it with a grain of salt, that like, why are the malls opening? What's the point of that? And I'm not about to try to cause panic, but there's a really strong feeling about this whole fall outbreak. And again, I don't watch the news. This is about the extent of my information. I get a little from social media and a little from the people I interact with, and that's about it. And the conversation was a little bit centered around, how the government's been handling the money, and, these doctors are kind of passing judgment on it. It was really weird. If I heard her right, the conversation looked something like the people involved's perception was that all the people who got the extra federal money were now off spending all their money at the mall instead of planning for the second wave of the outbreak. And there are so many things, in my opinion, I don't want to say wrong about that, but wrong about that. How the heck do they know who's going to the mall? And how do they know what their financial situation is? And there's an awful lot of assumptions being made. And again, I didn't hear it from the doctor's mouth firsthand. My perspective, though, was like, geez, I think I said as much to her. I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about all those people. Like, I have to worry about myself, and I have to mind my own business, because this kind of goes back to our negative bucket, right? So if these doctors really feel this way, and this is what's consuming their bucket, is feeling this angst, like, who are these people and what are they doing with their money, which quite frankly is none of their business. Why are they filling their bucket with all that negative stuff and not positive? Now, I would guess, and I think that this is another valuable lesson, again, in the world of how Bobbie sees things. If they've been in this situation for the last, 6-7 months where they're not getting time off, they're probably not resting and doing their self-care like they should, because they're taking care of people and they're surrounded with the negativity of the disease and everything that's going on. So they're getting all this negative in and no release to take it out. So my guess would be that their negative bucket is freaking overflowing. And they're probably in a non-COVID world not worried about what other people do on this level. I think it's just the negativity feeding the negativity. And I think we've all seen that happening in the world since this all started. And we've also seen a lot of positive feeding positive. I at least I have in my very I don't have a broad view, so in the little scope of the things that I'm exposed to, that's kind of been my sense and my impression is, there's definitely been some bad and there's definitely been some good, and I'm still gonna stick with my overarching feeling that a lot more good will come out of this on so many different levels. How, people can work or, deal with child care or, I think there's going to be emergent businesses out of this. I think there's going to be people who worked on self-development. There's definitely, and again, maybe it's just because I'm on my little island here. Karen said to me on the walk today, something about, I said, I don't think I've been in a pool all summer, like in any context. And she's like, you barely leave your apartment. I'm like, okay, touche. I get it. So in my little world, I get that my view could be somewhat disjointed compared to everyone else's. But I'm grateful that I've made the choices I've made along the way. Because this could have been, I could see if I was still drinking, for example, well, if I was still gambling, I would be probably going bonkers with the casinos being closed, and I would probably be down the street at the convenience store every day, or I would have figured out online gambling, which would have been way more detrimental for me long term because of the easy access. I've never been crazy about New York scratch-offs. It was just a mental block. I always felt like they weren't as good as Connecticut, which kept me a little safe from that activity here. If I was still drinking, I think I would have been, I would have been probably doing, so if I wasn't working on my business and, talking to you guys and working on my recovery and all those things, I could see myself going through gallons of wine a week, probably working on my puzzles that I haven't gotten a chance to go through. Tara got me a really cool game for my Christmas that I haven't even gotten to play yet because there just hasn't been, and again, I won't say there hasn't been time. I haven't made time to play and explore that game. Although like I want to. It's all about choices. So I know that I would be not, like with Zumba being canceled, I wouldn't be out necessarily walking. There's so much that would be so different if I was still gambling and drinking and living my life that kind of way. So I'm just going to be very grateful that instead how I chose to live in my little quarantine of the apartment, I'm very happy with. I feel like I'm moving the needle in different parts of my life, physically, mentally, with relationships, that whole, I know I was on a little bit of a tangent there about navigating that relationship that had ended and was silent, and even I'm making progress in that. I still don't know what the end result will be, but I don't really feel a whole lot of angst about it anymore. Like I had stressed so much during this, like I was still so worked up over this relationship, and it consumed my mind some days, and I was just on my own emotional roller coaster about it, just trying to like grieve the loss of it. And especially with all the things that have happened this year. And now it's kind of like, oh, why did I put that much energy into this? Like it feels so, I don't know. I'm pretty aloof about it now. I've been communicating with him, not every day or whatever, but I said to him, I think yesterday, I was like, we should have broke up sooner because we're communicating better now. Because I'm just so freaking honest. I'm not walking on tiptoes. He'll never be, to the way I'm feeling now, like he'll never be in my life the way he once was. And I'll never have to go through all that stuff ever again. It's over now. So I'm glad I finally made it to neutral and healed over that. And, it was a process and it sucked, but I really see the light. I did the work. I did the the journaling, the crying, the listen to the sad music, like all those things, the talking about it. And it could be with anything. It doesn't even have to be a relationship. It could be having that same kind of mourning over your relationship with gambling or your relationship with drinking, like it's change, and change is hard sometimes. So that's kind of my update. I'm looking forward to some of the things that we got going on at 321 No Kiddin. The future's looking bright. It's all good. Just gotta figure out where to get some more hours in the day, especially for sleep. I really do like my sleep. Okay, well, hopefully I did not bore you too much. I hope that everybody has a fantastic weekend. I will be here and I'll be back in the morning, and we'll see. Maybe we'll jump back into step 8 tomorrow night. I definitely want to do that before we end our visits in August. It's definitely, I'm definitely gonna not be doing 2 shows a day after August. I'm starting to engage in, well, I don't know still what's going to happen about going to the office, but I have some new commitments coming up, and I think that it's a good compromise instead of going to just back down to the once a week, that we do our daily readings together. Keeps me dialed in on my recovery, and then get you some exposure to the interviews and just a little bit more. I know I'm pretty fun to listen to, otherwise you wouldn't be here, but I'm sure that you're ready for something different other than my voice 14 times a week. So we're going to switch it up a little. I guess it's kind of like changing seasons, right? I guess it's kind of the fall switch. I'm not trying to break my commitment to you because I've been very passionate about doing this 2 episodes a day. Never expecting it to be, I think we're on day 140 today. And I will say that it's probably helped me just as much, if not more, than it's helped you. Not that my intention was to be selfish, but I've been really grateful to spend this time with you. And I've gotten to meet some new people and have some dialogue that I wouldn't have if I wasn't doing this probably. So I've really enjoyed that. So a lot of good stuff. I just think it's time. Like I said, there's a lot of people with some really great messages that I need to share with the world, and I think that you guys will enjoy. So that's what's coming. The seasons are changing. All right, beautiful people. I hope you have a super weekend. I will be back with you in the morning. I am not setting my alarm. And it's weird anyway, because podcast world, like I'll make sure that I'm like trying to get it published before 8:00 so that you guys don't have to wait for good morning, even though this whole time zone thing is weird. But all of a sudden it's like 1:00 in the afternoon and my morning episode is showing that it's, like, oh, there's a new episode. I'm like, what is this? So I don't know what the delay is. I don't know how you listen to me, but I think I'm subscribed on Apple. Actually, I don't know if that notification comes from Apple or Stitcher. Anyway, I'm being a little random. All right, I will talk to you guys in the morning. You have a wonderful evening, beautiful people.